Sup, everybody? It's your boy, the Tatumeister here, with Furiosa, the Mad Max Saga.
Furiosa! We've come too far.
I want them back. I want them back. Whatever you have to do, however long it takes, promise you'll find your way home. Protect the green place.
It's time to take what's rightfully ours! Ready? Steady? Go! Where are you going? So full of hope! There is no hope!
Yes, the 5th installment of the Mad Max series by George Miller. It is here. Now, what did I think about it? You know, it's funny. I didn't actually start watching the Mad Max movies till this year. I never saw a single Mad Max movie until this year. Because I wanted to prepare myself for Furiosa. I watched every single Mad Max movie up to this point. Mad Max, Road Warrior, Beyond the Thunderdome, and Fury Road. Me and my friend Brian watched all of them, and then we finally watched Furiosa. And, yeah. So, I was very hyped for this movie. The trailers were selling me. I mean, the trailers were freaking badass. I mean, probably, I still stand by that the Furiosa trailer was one of the best trailers I've ever seen. Like, the marketing for this movie was fantastic. But, now, as far as the actual movie goes, I mean, yeah, it was very good. I'll say this, the movie was very good. But I'm gonna get into negatives later, because it's by far, Fury Road is infinitely better in every regard. I know you're gonna hear Fury Road and Furiosa comparisons. I mean, obviously, this movie's a prequel to Fury Road. So obviously there's gonna be comparisons, but I'm gonna try my best not to compare it to Fury Road as much as possible, because I wanna try to make it stand on its own legs. And it's gonna be hard not to compare, because obviously this is a prequel to Mad Max Fury Road, so I'll try my best not to compare it as much as possible, if I can, but anyway. So, as it stands, Furiosa is a very good movie. I just think it's a little slow-paced, but it's a lot more slow-paced than Fury Road, so it's a lot more lore-building, too. It's more story-focused and more lore-building than Fury Road was. Fury Road was just about the action, about the badassery, and the set pieces, and then the, just the badass nature of the series. And it was more focused. I don't know. What do I say? I mean, Furiosa is still well done. I mean, George Miller directed the heck out of it. At 79 years old, George Miller's still making some badass movies, for sure. I mean, again, the visuals here are top-notch, like, as always. It's a Mad Max movie, what do you expect? The visuals are always going to be good. But, I'll say another positive is Anya Taylor-Joy, and of course, you're going to hear this a lot. Chris Hemsworth killed it as, Dr. Dementis. I mean, is this his best performance? No. I still think he's better in Extraction, but, I mean, Dementis is still a badass villain in his own right. I mean, I just think, maybe there could have been more scenes of him. I don't think he's in the movie as much as, I thought he'd be. I guess that's my main problem with this movie, and I guess this is a negative of the nitpick, is that they don't focus on the characters as much as I want. Dementis and Anya should have been in the movie more. Furiosa. They're just scenes that aren't focused on Furiosa, which, I don't know, kind of weird, but I just wanted a whole movie of Furiosa kicking ass, and that's not really what you get. It's a lot more story building than anything, but fine, fair enough. But Immortan Joe comes back from Fury Road, and he's a good character in this. A lot different than he was in Fury Road, but what else can I say about Furiosa? Like I said, it's directed really well and written. It's done pretty damn well, I mean. I guess my main negative is just plot contrivances. It's just certain scenes that I feel like, why were they in here? There's just certain scenes in this movie that I feel like they could have cut out or adjusted. Because there's just a lot of scenes that I'm just like, okay. Like, why? And I don't like movies that make me go, why? You know, like, there's just certain scenes in the movie I would have changed or adapted a bit. I'm trying not to spoil stuff, but, like, it's just certain scenes that I'm kind of like, okay, like, why was that in here? Like, you know what I mean? It's just certain things of the story that I'm like, well, why was that in there? It's kind of like, and I have the same problem with King of the Planet of the Apes. They're both, King of the Planet of the Apes and Furiosa are both directed and done really well. It's just the story and certain writing things that I'm kind of like, why was that in here? You know, like, why? You know, I'm just sitting there, like, in the movie, I'm like, okay, like, but why, though? It's like that, it's like the scenes like that where I'm like, my critical brain is like, but why? Now, I'll say, the third act of Furiosa is freaking jaw-dropping. Like, when Furiosa does get her revenge, you know, in the third act, you know, when she has the car and she's got the classic look, it's, like, freaking awesome. I wouldn't change a single thing in that third act. That third act was freaking badass. But I guess it's just the first two acts drag a bit, if you know what I mean. Like, they're just kind of... There's not much happening like I thought. Like, Fury Road, like, beginning to end, Mad Max... I know I'm comparing it to Fury Road again. But Mad Max Fury Road is beginning to end a fantastic experience. Like, you feel like every moment of Fury Road matters. There's not a single moment of Fury Road that dragged or, you know, felt out of place. Like, everything in Fury Road mattered. Furiosa, it's like... I feel like some moments just drag on a bit. Like, there's just too much, I don't know. I wouldn't really change the story. I just make it more paced better. I guess it's just a matter of pacing. It's paced a lot slower. And, like, there's certain story elements that are like, why? Like, what was the point of that? And it's like, I don't know. Regardless, though, it's visually spectacular. The action, when it does happen, is great. The characters are done really well. And, again, it's a George Miller joint. It's a George Miller movie. So you're gonna have a great time. I mean, George Miller did a great job doing it. He's not, I don't know. You can see the passion behind the movie. Like, there's passion put in. Clearly. Like, and there's lots of practical effects. And, yeah, it's just a super cool movie. I don't know what to say. But other than, like I said, I have certain negatives with it. So overall, I'm gonna give this a 7.7. Same rating I gave Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I mean, it's a high 7. I mean, I would say Kingdom is a little better because the story's better, but I don't know. This is definitely the second weakest Mad Max movie. Obviously it's better than Beyond the Thunderdome, because Beyond the Thunderdome's not even rated R. I'll say one other positive for Furiosa is the violence. The violence is freaking great in this. Like, yeah, the violence is freaking top notch. I mean, I already gave the rating, but I'm just rating on now. The violence in Furiosa there's some gory, violent scenes in this that took me off guard. I was like, whoa. Yeah, that really pushed the rated R rating there. I was like, wow, okay. Not saying Fury Road not saying the other Mad Max movies didn't have violent moments, but, like, I mean, they really pushed it in this one. This one had some gory moments. I'm like, wow, okay. Like, that's pushing it a bit. Alright. Like I said, Furiosa should have been in more scenes. Like, I just feel like there should have been more scenes of Furiosa kicking butt, and there just wasn't a lot. That's all. The main problem is that. It's just certain scenes that aren't even focused on Furiosa, which I'm like, bro, this is a Furiosa Mad Max saga. Like, why isn't Furiosa the focus as much? I don't know. Like, she has a lot of screen time. I'm not dissing Furiosa here. She has a lot of screen time, but I just wanted more, I guess. I don't know. But 7.7. I mean, it's still a great movie, again. It's still pretty dang good, considering. Like, I mean, a lot of prequels aren't that good, but I would say this one's definitely an A-tier prequel, for sure. I mean, Temple of Doom I still find, but there's better prequels out there, like Temple of Doom, and, Hobbit, and, yeah, I can't think of any more right now, but there's better prequels out there, but this is definitely an A-tier prequel. It's pretty dang good. Like, maybe B-tier prequel? I don't know. It's up there. It's good. I mean, I don't know. I just hope the next movie's a little more, you know, focused on the script writing, you know? Just a little more, I don't know. I guess I just didn't vibe with the story the whole time. Like, the story's still well done, but there's just certain things I would have adapted. Like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Like, they have similar problems. I say Kingdom's just better done, though. Kingdom is... a more fulfilling experience beginning to end. I'll say this: Kingdom is better directed, maybe. I don't know. I said this to my friends. Like, Kingdom was more, visually spectacular and had a... I guess that's what I'm saying. It's more... Like, Furiosa is more creative and Kingdom was more refined, I guess. That makes any sense. They have different problems, but they're pretty on par with each other. Like, you can make a case for either of them being your favorite of the year. But I don't think either are my favorite of the year. I mean, I still think Godzilla X Kong my favorite of the year, because... I mean, yeah. Godzilla X Kong was, like, fucking amazing beginning to end. Like, I barely any complaints with that one. That was just... awesomeness beginning to end. That was like Fury Road. I mean, yeah, that was just that was just awesome. I don't know how you could dislike that one. I mean, seriously, Godzilla X Kong New Empire is like, I'm getting off topic here, but like, seriously, I mean, please watch Godzilla X Kong New Empire. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's fantastic. But okay, I'm getting off topic. Back to Furiosa. So I'm already ranting on. I already gave the rating, but I want to talk more about it, about Mad Max in general, because. Yeah, I mean, these Mad Max movies, it's a great series, and there hasn't been a bad movie yet. George Miller really does a great job. Even Beyond the Thunderdome, which is the weakest movie, it's still got some good moments. I mean, I still kind of like that movie. I mean, it's definitely the weakest movie, and it's kind of like Jurassic Park 3. Mad Max 3 is just, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that one. That was just kind of random. Like, it wasn't terrible. I don't know. Comparing it to, like, the other movies, I mean, Furiosa is definitely better than that. Again, I say Furiosa is the second weakest, and I know you're putting Furiosa above the first Mad Max. What do you mean? What do you mean? Mad Max isn't better than Furiosa? Well, the reason I put Mad Max 1 above Furiosa is Mad Max has a more classic feel to it, and the story's better. I know that the set pieces and the visuals in Furiosa are better than Mad Max 1, obviously, but I guess this is the Mad Max 1 has a classic and story to it, and it's very... You connect with it better. It's an epic origin story, or origin story, whatever. But not saying Furiosa isn't a great origin story. They both are similar. You can make a case for Furiosa or Mad Max 1 being better. Like, I give Mad Max 1 like an 8, and this is like 7.7. And then I give Mad Max 2 like a 9. Mad Max Fury Road gets like almost a 10. It's like Mad Max Fury Road's like a 9.8. But and then Mad Max 3 gets like a 7. Just a straight 7, I guess. Like a low 7. It's like a 6.6, 7. It's around 7, yeah, something like that. It's a lot lower than the other ones, but yeah, guys, Furiosa Mad Max Saga is a very good time. I do recommend it. Same with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Like, I recommend it. You definitely should go watch it. Now, don't be expecting Marriage Story, my saying, but I do think it's a great time. And I mean, I had a good time with it. I don't find it spectacular, but it was a good time. So, if you want a good time in the theater, go watch it. Now, I don't know if I'll review the Garfield movie or not, but... Because, I watched Jeremy John's review on it, and I was kind of like, oh, God. he didn't like the movie that much. Now, I don't really base my opinion on other people's opinions, but whatever. I think that's all I got to say about Furiosa and Mad Max Saga. I think I read it on long enough. But, yeah. I don't know, how long is this review going to be when I'm done editing it? I don't fucking know. How long have I been talking for? Shit. I just had a lot to say about it, I guess. Again, visually spectacular. Really well directed. Just maybe the story and the writing needed. That's all I'm going to say summarizing this. It just needed a bit work. If the story was worked a bit better, and I don't know. Like I said, I would have changed certain, like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I would have changed the story a little bit. But as a movie, it's still really well done. And the characters are well done. Everything's well done. I just prefer it a little more comparing it to Mad Max Fury Road. I know it's hard not to compare it to Mad Max Fury Road, but Mad Max Fury Road is like peak cinema. So obviously I'm comparing it to Mad Max Fury Road. This is a prequel to that. But, anyway, so, I definitely still think you go watch it. If it's good for people that haven't seen any movies, and it's good for people that, if you haven't seen a Mad Max movie, you'll like it. If you've seen a Mad Max movie, you'll like it. It's a great movie for everybody. So, alright guys, that's all I'm going to say about Furiosa Mad Max Saga. Tatum Meister signing out. Bye-bye.